Okay, so we got a hand up. I
Yep.
can't see. Okay, is it Nicia?
Yeah, Nicia. Brian, I have a question about the RIA. Does I used it one time, but when when I say my cell phone number, they give me different name. That's weird for me because that's not my name when I get my number, my cell phone number. That's only, I don't know, that's a problem, or what do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds. It could be a potential problem, and why don't you? Yeah, don't hit me up on Twitter on that one. But that's my mobile phone number. Feel free to text me or write me an email, and maybe we need to spend some time. If you're comfortable, if you want to share, but
Yes.
we can go over that together.
Yeah.
It could be an issue, or it could be. I want to understand it more, but sometimes. My Twitter is at, Credit Union Brian. Some people use anonymous, like rocket space person. You never know who it really is. But yeah, we can, if you contact me, we can
Yes.
dig into that.
Thank you.
Okay, there's another question, advantages, disadvantages of a crypto that's been around longer, like Bitcoin versus is it altcoins? And also, do you want to talk about Robinhood? Right, and by the way, Brian can't, you can't give.
I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not here to give investment advice. None of this is investment advice. I'm not a licensed investor. This is to inform you, and maybe when we're at our next lunch, or people are talking about crypto or NFTs or P2Ps, or you want to use a P2P, this gives you just a little bit more information, and you can go off on your own and do your own research and see what you want to move forward with. Yes, but so what was the original question, Tracy?
Just advantages or disadvantages of crypto. And I know in our last time we did this workshop over the summer, we talked about Robinhood because you had some cautions about some of the people that get in early. They're the big winners, and the ones that are kind of chasing the dollar, how that can go really wrong. And I think that's, if I can just give a little context to this, when Brian and I were first talking about putting this workshop together, part of my intent was educating teachers that may not be exposed to some of these platforms, because you're going to hear your students talking about this. They're going to come in all jazzed up about this or that or whatever, because this is the world they're growing up in. And I thought it would be very helpful for teachers to have a better understanding of what's going on with your students' ages. So do you have any comments that go?
Yeah. So I have, a lot. So the advantages, disadvantages for cryptocurrency and older versus new. I don't think there's a clear-cut answer to that, because if I were to say, it's older established coins, cryptocurrencies are more reliable than newer ones. Well, someone can easily tell me, really, because Shiba Inu went up 500% this week. Brian, what are you talking about? And that went from, like, I don't know the value, but let's say, 1/100th of a penny to maybe 1/4 of a penny, or less than that even. And so as far as, and then I don't know what the metrics are for what would be better, what would be an advantage to an older versus a newer cryptocurrency. I do know Bitcoin is the most widely accepted. It's the one that if Walmart, Twitter, Tesla, JP Morgan, they're the ones putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet. I haven't read too much of any other cryptos being put on large corporations' balance sheets. And then Robinhood, yes, I do have a problem with Robinhood. They sell what's called order flow. And so Robinhood was developed for, I've had a problem with Robinhood way before it was launched. Robinhood is developed and marketed and made for the common person, me, you, retail investors. Forgive me if there's any professional investors on this presentation. but it was made, so you and I could access stocks, the stock market, and invest like Wall Street does. The problem is the timing of it and their business model. So the timing, pandemic, and everyone's at home, stimulus, maybe there's extra money coming in, maybe there's not, but there was a huge push of retail investors. So just common, you're not going through the LPLs or Charles Schwab or the brokers, you're just buying and selling your own securities. So Robinhood was developed for that. My problem with that is they're selling all of what they call call order flow to hedge funds, to Wall Street, big bankers. And so what they're able to do is use that information and leverage our positions. And they're really good at it. And they're maniacally, they're just almost predatorily good at it. And so what Robinhood's doing is taking, oh yeah, you can invest, we'll give you a stock for free, right? That was the big thing, I think, in Robinhood. You sign it up, you get a stock for free. How do they do that? Think about how many users they have, how much money is that costing them? And then they sell all that information to the big hedge funds, and then they leverage our positions, and a lot of people get hurt that way in the long run. So short term, you might make a little bit of money, but in the long run, it's they're going to find a way to siphon that money. Remember this too: exchanges, whether it's the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, or Binance, or crypto exchange, any one of those platforms. Remember, those are exchanges. New York Stock Exchange. The exchange is putting money from one person's pocket to another. That's all you're doing. You're exchanging that. So, my grandfather used to tell me, the stock market is a tool to transfer money from impatient people's pockets to patient people's pockets. So, that's my problem with Robinhood. Sorry if I went a little long-winded on that, but they're designed to hurt the little guy. I don't like that. And then older coins versus newer coins, I don't know the metrics of what would make that good, better, or not. So that maybe whoever had that question, if you want to hit me up on email or text me or call me, we can go over that.
What can you give us what the acronym NFT is? I'm going to just put it in the chat. It's non-fungible. Is it FUN?
Yeah, NFT, fungible
tokens, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So doesn't exist, not tangible.
It's kind of the craziest thing, actually.
Well, and what blows my mind. This we're all looking at the same, and we can. Sorry, I know people. Oh, I hate when this happens. So we can print this out or put it on our computer and say, hey, we have the same piece of art that the person that dropped $69 million worth of crypto on. And Ethereum is worth more than that now. So it's probably more than $69 million.
Just to expand on the Robinhood, it's asking, how's that different than E-Trade? Does E-Trade sell information to hedge funds also?
No, E-Trade, they weren't. They were talking about it because Robinhood was taking business from all these, but I believe, and I'm not sure. I don't have this prepared, but I know at one point E-Trade charged a commission or charged a fee, or the Charles Schwab app, or what's the other one? TD Ameritrade. They would charge fees. In Robinhood, it's like, hey, no fees, and they're giving away stock. One stock you sign up, you get a stock. So none of that's for free. So that all has to get paid for. I'm not sure if I fully addressed your question, but that's what Robinhood got a lot of trouble for. And that's what the other apps, the other brokerage apps were not doing, but they would charge a fee for that. So when they experimented with not charging a fee, and then once all the to the best of my understanding, they all backed away from selling that order flow, that call flow, once Robinhood got caught. So,
well, I think we have covered it, and if you have any more questions, we can stay on for a little bit, but we can also let people go and have extra half hour back for their evening. And I can't thank you enough, Brian, for these workshops. I'm looking forward to doing more in the future. And I also will send information to the people that participated today that is any of the upcoming workshops. We're starting to push more out into the new year. So keep an eye out for the workshops that we'll be doing after the first of the year. So anyway, thanks again. I'm going to stop the recording.